guys, Kelly here, and I wanted to share with you my April TBR. And for those of you who have seen some of my more recent videos, in March I read a ton. I ended up reading a book every day, so that's like a total of 31 books in the month. And yes, some of them were small, middle grade type books, but it was still intense because even though I wasn't necessarily finishing a book every single day, I might have finished like 2 in one day and 1 another day, or none in a day. I was reading a lot every single day, like not really watching any TV, not really doing anything else, just doing a ton of reading. So in April, I do not want to stress myself out. So originally I was just going to have like 2 books on my TBR, but you know, that's just not me. Like, I want to have more of a challenge. I want to have a goal, and even if I don't like achieve the goal, I still want to dream about it. So I am going to have, I think, 10 books on this TBR, but I'm not going to stress about reading a ton. You know, if I don't get these done, it's not going to be a big deal. But I wanted to share with you what I am thinking about reading. And also my goal for this month is to read some more sequels, because I had in December said I had like 11 series that I wanted to finish in 2019, and since I have started 2019, I have started another like 9 more series. I don't know what is my problem. I just keep starting series and not finishing. So that's the other goal, is that some of these are the next book in a series that I want to like get done. And the other thing I'm going to do this month that I wasn't for sure I was going to do, but I've decided I am going to participate in the Owl's Magical Readathon that's hosted by G from Book Roast. She does this like amazing readathon. This is her 2nd year doing the owls, and then she did the newts, and it's Harry Potter themed. It's like going to Hogwarts. You take subjects and you pass them by reading books according to like her prompts, and I just think it sounds like a lot of fun. I didn't get to participate last year, so I am going to do it. One of my subscribers was asking if I was going to do it, and I was going back and forth, and I'm like, yes, I'm just going to go ahead and pick things. And the thing she did this year that's fun is she made this career booklet where you could decide kind of what career you want in the wizarding world, and then you could focus on those classes and passing those classes in order to achieve that career. And I chose the career of librarian because in her booklet she said librarians don't just take care of the books, they also go hunting for books that have been lost. And so it sounds like a fun job, being both like a curator of books and being a book hunter and protector. So there are 5 subjects for that, so those are the ones I'm definitely going to do. And then I have some others that were just books I wanted to read, and I put them to prompts in the readathon, so if I get them done. So let's start with the 5 that I for sure want to get finished to be a librarian. And the first class is Ancient Runes, which is to read a retelling. And I'm going to read A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Brigid Kemmerer. I'm buddy reading this with a group of people. The only thing I know about this book is that it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which really is the only thing I need to know because I love Beauty and the Beast. And also I really like Brigid Kemmerer, so I'm going to read that one. And the next one is Arithmancy, which is work by more than one author. And for that, I'm going to read Awaiting Dawn, the Story of Avalene by W.B. Cornwell and A.N. Williams. This was a book that was given to me by the authors to do a review, and it was given to me several months ago, and I have been negligent in like actually reading it, and it's not even that long. So I'm going to do that this month for sure and put up a review because they're self-published authors and I want to be able to support them. The next one is Defense Against the Dark Arts, which is Reducto, a title that starts with an R. And for that, I'm going to read Rubbernecker by Belinda Bauer. And this is a thriller or mystery, I'm not sure which one, about a medical student who in his anatomy class thinks that the cadaver came to a bad ending, like was murdered instead of like just donated to science. And so he then, I think, tries to, as a citizen, like tries to investigate and find out what happened. And the next one is History of Magic, which is a book published more than 10 years ago. For that, I'm going to continue a series. I'm going to read the next one in the Song of the Lioness series by Tamora Pierce, which is In the Hand of the Goddess. These are also fairly quick, like they're big font, fairly quick books. I might continue and read like the 3rd book if I finish this one and I have time in the month. but I definitely want to continue that series. This is a series that kind of starts in middle grade and then moves into YA. It was written, I think, back in like 70s or 80s or something like that, so it's definitely more than 10 years ago. And it's about a girl who dresses up as her brother so that she can become a knight. And then the last one for that, to be a librarian, is Transfiguration, which is sprayed edges or red cover. I do not have any books with sprayed edges because generally sprayed edges are on hardback books, and I don't own a ton of hardback books. And so I went with red cover, and I went with another series, which is The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, the short story collection by Arthur Conan Doyle. And I don't know if you can tell, this is actually like a maroon color, which maroon is in the red family, and so I'm going for it. This is the next one I have to read. I read the first two like novels, and this short story collection comes next in the series. So those are the ones I definitely need to read. And then I have 5 more that I just want to read if I have time. And this next one is massive. So this will be for herbology, which is plant on the cover. I'm going to read The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. And obviously, the orange tree is a plant, and there's also like some leaves and stuff down here. So I am counting it as a plant on the cover. And this thing is massive. I'm supposed to be doing this for a buddy read with some groups, a group of people. And our buddy read is supposed to take the entire month, but I only have this book out from the library for 3 weeks starting now, and it's like still a few days left in March, so I only have it out till I think halfway through the month. So we'll see if I can finish it, because that's only 16 days of the month in order to finish an 800 and some page book. I don't know much about this. I know it's an adult epic fantasy. It's brand new. Everybody's raving about it, and as far as I know, it is like a mostly female cast, and some people are calling it like a feminist Lord of the Rings kind of thing. I don't really know. I just know that everybody's raving about it, and my buddy group's doing it, so I thought I would at least try to get through it. But it is massive. And then the next one, for Care of Magical Creatures, which is a land animal on the cover, I want to read East by Edith Pattou. I have a friend, Christy, who I often do buddy reads with. She also wanted to read this, so we were going to read it in April. And this is a like folk tale retelling of the tale, what is it called? East of the Sun, West of the Moon? Yeah. So it's a retelling of that story. And the next one is Potions, which is Next Ingredient, read a sequel. And that's great because I want to keep reading sequels. I also am going to read this book for the Rereadathon 2019, which is hosted by Alex Black. It's a year-long readathon where you reread a book according to a certain prompt every month. And for April, her prompt is to read a book set in a different world. So I'm going to read Princess Academy, Palace of Stone, which is the second one in the Princess Academy series by Shannon Hale. I had read Princess Academy last month for a read, and so I wanted to continue the series because I want to read them closer together this time, because last time I was separated by years, and I don't think it flowed as well, so I wanted to keep going. I actually already started this a little bit, so this will be easy to get done. This is just a kind of fairy tale-like story about a girl from a small village who goes to a princess academy in order to like compete to be like the new princess. And this is the continuation, so I don't want to give anything away. And the next one is Charms, age line read an adult book. And so I could have read pretty much anything, but I want to continue another series. So I'm going to read Dance of Steel by Jordan Rivet. This is the third book in the Steel and Fire series, which is about a female duelist. And I really loved the first 2 books, so I want to keep going. So then this one's big compared to the other ones. Like this is probably actually 150 pages bigger than the last one. But I have it on audiobook, so I might be listening to that one. And then my last one is Divination, which is a book set in the future. And for that, I am going to listen to Binti Home, which is the second novella in the Binti trilogy by Nnedi Okorafor. I have this from my library as an audiobook, and I think the audiobook's only like 3 or 4 hours. So that'll go by really fast. And this is a sci-fi book about a woman who is like the first woman from her tribe to study in space. And so I'm excited to continue that series. So lots of series I want to finish. There were 2 other subjects in this readathon that I didn't do, which are Muggle Studies, which is read a contemporary. If I have time and want to do that, I will just pick out an audiobook from Scribd, because I have several contemporaries on there that I could just pick up if I have time. And the last one was Astronomy, a star in the title. And I have a couple books that fit that, but nothing I really wanted to read. So I want to finish these books first before I worry about adding on more. So that's it. If you are participating in the readathon, I'd love to hear what your career is or what you're kind of thinking about reading. And I am excited to have a little more relaxed reading month in April. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.